Hello, Master.
Master.
How are you?
Very good,
Very
Master.
good, Master.
How is Master?
Master.
Oh, I feel like a human today. I could cut my nails. Yeah, wash my hair. Yeah, feel like a real human. Decent. Yeah. Oh, I keep pushing it, pushing it to keep long until it's too long already. And the hair, I keep complaining to heaven. Do I have to have long hair? Because I don't like it. I like hair. It's just a lot of work.
Yes.
Without hair, we would have less work.
Right.
Hair, you have to wash and you have to comb it. And then it falls all over everywhere, including in your own soup. And then when you take it out, it's like, whose? And then you realize, who else is around here? Only you alone. It's nice to live alone also. It's just that I don't have a writer for me, a teleprompter, somebody who I can order around, like mop the floor, wash the dishes, cook me a vegan soup. But it's nice to be alone, truly. Not everybody likes to be alone, of course. I also did not.
Yes, Master.
According to some of the horoscopes before, I belong to the public, meaning the public type of people. I don't know why I love to be alone so much. I guess that's the way heaven balances things.
Yes, Master.
What you don't like, you get. That's what we say in Vietnam.
Yes.
Get của nào trời trao của đó. Meaning whatever you hate, God will give it to you. In my case, it seems very, very accurate. Yeah? You guys meditate, okay, yeah?
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
You must treasure this opportunity. When you meditate together, the power is strong, very strong.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
Jesus even said, if two or more sit in my name, I will be with them.
Yes.
That's right.
You forget all that. You have to write that slogan or what Jesus said on your computer, or tape it right in front of your eyes or your door, your refrigerator, your hand, your bowl of food, your coffee cup,
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
so that you know how important it is.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
I don't want to keep chasing you for that. I have too much work to do because you are many, okay? I'm only one.
Right. Yes, Master.
Your work, maybe if you cannot work, somebody else may be able to do it. But my work, nobody can.
Right now.
Nobody can help. Nobody can replace.
Yes, Master. Understand.
And every one of you is the universe, of course. And I respect that. You are somebody, you have your intelligence. You have your own energy, your own thinking. I know all that. But we have to put all of that down to work for the world, okay?
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
There are people who suffer everywhere. You know that very well, or not?
Yes, we do, Master.
Or you don't have time to watch the news?
We know there's a lot of suffering.
You don't have time?
We have time to check.
Sometimes you can see on Supreme After TV, we show all that, okay?
Yes.
Well, some of that, not all. And be always grateful every day that we live in a peaceful environment.
Yes,
Yes,
Master. We are grateful.
The food still comes to the table, even though the food doesn't have any legs. But it comes to the table on time.
Yes.
And you are healthy.
Yes, Master.
Take care of yourself as if you take care of me. Because I'm you.
Yes.
We're together. Each one of you, if you meditate well and if you're virtuous, you have one master with you. Imagine how important you are. So if you meditate together, so many masters, so many energies fused together that will lift you up, make you strong and healthy, spiritually and bodily.
Yes, Master.
I'm not that lucky like you are. You would tell me that, oh, you can meditate everywhere and all that. Of course, yes. But when you have not reached a certain level, it's better you meditate together.
Yes, Master.
Every minute that you can meditate together, that's treasure, okay? That's gold. That's diamond. Don't take it for granted. How many billions of people in the world have the chance that you have? Tell me.
Not many.
Not many.
your environment is very conducive to meditation.
Yes.
Yes.
You are there not just to work, but also to uplift yourself, because whatever you meditate is good for yourself. The more you meditate, the more your aura will be shining,
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
and the more protective layers you will have. Some of the disciples, very few have COVID because the attack can pierce through their very thin layer of protection or none, because they don't meditate.
Oh.
Not enough, okay?
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Yes, Master.
For you, if you work for the world, it's a very big job. You must meditate at least 4 hours a day, not 2.5 hours like normal people. They meditate for themselves.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
In Buddhism, there are two types of practitioners the Buddha mentioned. One is called Mahayana, meaning the great vehicle. And the other type is called Hinayana, which means smaller vehicle. Meaning the big vehicle is those monks who went out at that time to teach Buddha teaching and give initiation according to Buddha instruction and order.
Yes.
Yes.
And those who are Hinayana just meditate for themselves alone, not even able to help their relatives and friends.
All right.
These are like what we call before convenient method practitioner.
Right.
Yes, Master.
They can only help themselves.
Mm.
But those Buddha didn't count as his disciples. So you know already, we don't allow convenient method anymore because they use it for mundane purposes.
Yes.
Understand, Master.
They just get it too easily and they don't even know much of the theoretical teaching.
Yeah.
They do not practice why they meditate, and they use it for some mundane purpose, almost using it like magic.
Oh.
Yes, Master.
So we don't do that anymore, except very exceptional occasions when I instruct their relatives or friends that they can do.
Yes,
Right.
Master.
Yes, Master.
Otherwise, we don't do that anymore. The Mahayana are those who are helping themselves as well as others at the same time. First, they must have more merit, just like a person who has more money.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
Because he works extra, he becomes richer, so he cannot just take care of himself or his family, friends or relatives, but he also can take care of outside people, the needy people.
Yes,
Yes, Master.
So you are like that. You are the Mahayana vehicle of the truth teaching. So you must earn more merit, okay?
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Yes, Master.
You must meditate more so that your work can bear some of your whatever little blessing that goes out into the world, in your environment.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
It is said that in any country, maybe smaller country or city, if there are 10 virtuous spiritual persons, then that city will never know destruction.
Oh.
No war, no trouble will touch that city. 10 people only.
Wow.
Yes.
So because if you practice well, your aura is bigger. Your blessing increases.
Yes,
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 Master.
And you can bless on your surroundings in a larger area. Thus, your environment is more peaceful. Also for yourself to live in that kind of ambience. First of all, it benefits you.
Yes.
Yes.
And on a larger scale, it benefits the environment. And on a larger still scale, it benefits the world.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
You probably won't reach that yet. Hopefully you will, but still, you will benefit something, someone, especially your family, friends, and 5, 6, 7, 9 generations.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
It's like if it's a small car, family sedan, then you can take 4 or 5 people max.
Yes.
But if you want to take more people, you have to drive a bus.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
So, you are driving a bus.
Oh.
Or you think you should be driving a bus. Doing this kind of job, you have to be more powerful, more virtuous, more pure in thought, deed, and speech.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Yes, Master.
In this kind of environment, I don't think you have any chance to speak anything bad
Right.
Yes.
or scolding anybody. I do it all for you. I don't scold you a lot, do I?
No, Master.
No, Master.
If I do, it's because you deserve it, because you don't listen to sweet and gentle words. You take it for granted, and I don't like that.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't like to have to raise my voice with anybody because it's against my peace, inside peace and outside peace.
Yes, Master.
So help me, if you truly say you love and respect me, just do meditate, okay?
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
And on time, because when you meditate together, the power is very strong. So whatever your prayers are, it will manifest.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
You might not know it, but someone would benefit.
Mm.
Your relatives, your friends, your family at least.
Yes,
Understand, Master.
We don't practice just for ourselves. Well, some people do, but that's okay also. That's okay also. Why not? At least you take care of yourself. Whoever does it alone for themselves, at least they take care of themselves, and I don't have to worry.
Yes.
Yes.
But we are a team of special force. We do different things. We have to be more empowered by connecting more with the heavenly force. Do you capiche now?
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
Just like if you want to spend more or help somebody, you have to get in touch with the bank. More in touch so that you can get bigger amounts of money, not just ATM,
Yes.
not just daily or by your credit card or debit card, but you have to truly get more money out of the bank.
Yes, Master.
Yes.
You have to find a way to do that. So you have to be in contact with the bank, either by email or call or go to the bank yourself.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
Is that logical to you?
It is.
Yes.
It is,
Yes.
Master.
Very clear.
Yes, of course. You know all that. So just don't think that you are working for the Supreme Master TV and you have enough to cover everything. No, not really. Okay?
Yes.
Yes, Master.
This work we do is unconditional. And because of that, we have to empower ourselves more.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
This work we do is unconditional.
Yes, Master.
Master.
And because of that, we have to empower ourselves more. Not just rely on Master, because Master is already very overburdened.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
Sometimes I work so hard, I don't know what kind of life this is. You see how much I have to do, right?
Yes,
Yes,
Master. A lot.
yes,
A lot.
Master.
A lot of extra work, right?
Yes, a lot of work.
You have only your work. Okay, sometimes scramble because of flying news, that's okay. Sometimes because of the situation.
Yes.
Yes.
Normally, we don't always have to do flying news. Before, we didn't have a lot of flying news, did we?
No.
No.
No, Master.
Yeah, lucky for you now, you can have more work. In the whole world, billions of people, how many people have such a fortune like you, doing such a top, noble job?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
Master.
true. True, Master.
You work even more than a president. I mean, you're meritorious job,
Yes, Master.
Yes.
more meritorious than the job of leader of a country.
Wow.
The leader of country, he takes care of only his country, no?
Right.
Mostly, yeah, and he contacts other countries just for diplomatic or commercial purposes,
Right.
or
Right.
even with war or peace purposes. I mean, you help in this team to take care of the whole world.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
At least you are like presidential assistant.
Yes,
Yes, Master.
So do not look down upon yourself, thinking whatever you do is okay, it doesn't matter. It does matter. You have to empower yourself. You have to take care of your own spiritual and physical health.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
You must take care of yourself, so I don't have to. I couldn't even take care of myself already. You just think we have time, but we don't have time. Many times, many things I want to do, it has to be put off for many days
Yes, Master.
Yes.
until it cannot be put off anymore, even for dogs' comfort or for humans and for some disciples who have problems overseas, etc., etc. I just seem to not have time because I take on too much work.
Yes, Master.
Yes,
Understand, Master.
It's not that I want to, but it seems like it's better when I do it. I try to avoid much work already. I don't even write thank you, God bless to you anymore. I just make a V shape,
Yes.
a V check, just to save as much as I can, a few seconds even.
Mhm.
I'm telling you guys, if you are sick, you must go to a doctor, okay, huh?
Yes,
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 Master.
Master.
Above all, you must meditate.
Yes, Master.
You strengthen your protection armor outside your body,
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Yes, Master.
the invisible one. Oh, there is some disciple who can see that. I don't know if you saw the hotline about that. Any of you saw that?
Yes, Master.
The hotline?
Yes, Master. It's airing today.
Oh, airing today?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. I saw that because I had to edit, but I didn't see it today. Because once I read already, I don't have time to look at it again.
Understand.
Unless
Yes.
it's something really important. The protection that you have is given to you, but you must protect it as well.
Understand,
Yes.
Master.
Yes.
Just like Master gives you food and gives you a house or your roof to protect you, but you must stay in your house.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
When it rains, when it's too hot, when it's too cold, you must stay in your house.
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
And the food given to you, you must eat, right?
Yes.
Yes.
You don't make Master tell you every day, for every meal, please eat your food. Please eat so you have enough strength. Please go in your house. Now it's cold. Do I have to do that?
No.
No, Master.
I have too many disciples. That's my problem. And now I have too many workers. We need teamwork. There's not just you, business also. And dogs, helpers, etc.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Yes, Master.
And even abroad, some abroad disciples also have problems. And I gotta help them also, personally, even though sometimes through other responsible departments. But I still need to tell them what to do and follow up.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
And all this takes a lot of my time and my peace, my health as well.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
Without food, you won't go to hell. Without meditation, protection, cleaning yourself, you will. If you use up all your very little merit left over from past lives or left over from whatever in this life that you have done good, or whatever you have done for Supreme Master Television, if you use it all up and you don't feel it back in, then you'll be in trouble. And the more depleted you are, the nearer you will go to hell, nearer to the border.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
The law of the physical universe doesn't spare anyone. I repeat, the law of this physical universe spares no one. Even the Master has to meditate. I used to have too much work before. More demanding of my physical body, seeing the disciple, having group meditation, a lot, and did not meditate well enough. So I always got sick, and sometimes fatally sick even, almost.
Yes.
Understand, Master.
You have to pay the price of helping others. It would be so nice if I could tell you, oh, you just help others and then you pile up your merit and you become a saint in no time. Nothing can touch you. Oh, I wish it was true like that. But if you went into the sea to rescue somebody, you will get wet.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
Yes, Master.
And if you don't have enough equipment or the wave is too strong, it will overwhelm you and you will drown. Even if you save others, you might drown. Some people are like that. Some people have been drowned because they have saved others, but then when they're too exhausted, they drown. You know that? Or not?
Yes,
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 Master.
Master.
A true story. This world is like a big ocean of contamination, karma, pollution, and bad karmic influence, even if you are clean. The karma of the world can also overwhelm you. That's why you can see nobody felt well in this world.
Yes.
Even many rich people or famous people, they confess that they are not happy.
Yes.
And many of them are sick. By the way, you know Mr. Osborne?
Yes.
Yes.
He claimed some time ago that because he worshipped the devil, Satan, so he doesn't get COVID. He's in a hospital and I think had an operation or something like that.
Oh.
Serious, yeah.
Oh.
I'm telling you, only God can protect you.
Yes.
Yes,
Master.
The devil, even if you worship him, he still persecutes you if you don't do the law of the universe well. If you don't respect the law of the physical universe.
Yes, Master.
All right. You see, your brother and sister in this age, most of them have to travel long distance, either driving car or riding train and buses to go for group meditation because they realize the power of meditating together.
Right.
Right.
And you guys who work together in the same place don't have to travel, then you must treasure the opportunity to meditate together because it's immense blessing.
Yes,
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 Master.
Master.
If you don't feel anything or you feel less, it's because you don't concentrate well or your level is less than favorable. So you must continue to be diligent in spiritual meditation if you want to progress and help yourself, your family, and the world at large.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
Even now, they could not go to group meditation. They have to do it at home. Whether or not they have somebody or are alone, they cannot even go to group meditation. And you guys, you have everything, favorable conditions for spiritual progress. So you must make the best out of it, okay?
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master. We will.
I mean, during pandemic, and even now still, they say the pandemic is like dying down, but it's not true. It's flaring up in different countries.
Right,
Yes.
Master.
Even Taiwan before used to have very much less with infected persons, and now it flared up. Before it was very much under control, very few, and now a lot more. It spikes up more, a lot more than ever.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
And even if these sub-variants of Omicron seem to be mild, but they're not. They're a silent killer, slow killer in different ways.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh my God. People don't understand for the future generation. My God, they better repent. Repent. Pray, repent, and turn away. That's all the solution I can offer for themselves, for the future, their future generation, and for the planet.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
What else did I want to tell you? What was it before? Can you tell me?
It's more important to meditate than even to eat because we need to keep our merit.
Yeah. Even if you don't have food, you will not go to hell.
Yes.
But if you don't cover yourself with the power of heaven where you're connected every day, you're not covered up. You're not covered. Then you can go to hell also.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
Evidently, some of your initiated brothers and sisters got COVID.
Yes, Master.
You knew that?
Yes, Master.
Yes.
We talked about that before.
Yes.
Yes.
So don't believe me. If you want to try, good luck.
We believe you, Master.
You don't have to believe me. You can try it until you get sick or die or agonize in the hospital or go to the lower level. Then you will know what I'm saying. I hope you don't have to experience that. When I was in the hospital with like 10% survival chance,
Oh.
I was tied up with all kinds of tubes and IV and surrounded by other patients. Some were screaming, some were saying all kinds of stuff. I wish I could have been alone like before and meditate on the sound method because I knew it would help me recover quickly.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
I wish so much in my heart that I could, but I could not. I wish I could have been alone like before and meditate on the sound method because I knew it would help me recover quickly.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
I wish so much in my heart that I could, but I could not. My hands were tied with all the tubes,
Yes, I
Wow.
understand.
Yes.
and I was even fenced in the bed because I worried that I would fall down, for example, like that.
Oh my
Oh.
God.
I could not get up by myself.
Oh.
I had to push the bed until it went up like 45 degrees.
Yes.
Oh.
Otherwise, every time I tried to get up myself, I was in excruciating pain.
Wow.
Pain that I could not even utter one word of scream.
Oh no.
You just sit there like you were paralyzed from head to toe.
Oh.
You could not even scream. And sometimes the nurse would ask me things I could not answer. And they were angry with me
Oh.
just because I could not talk at that time. I could not do anything. Later, I had to apologize, but they did not believe me. And they banged the bed and gave me more pain.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, instead of slowly letting the bed down, they made it very fast. So my body banged on the frame of the bed.
Oh. Yes.
Yes, Master.
With the bed together, of course, but it banged very hard.
Yes.
I could not even scream. Later, I apologized and I explained, and then they came and apologized to me. One of the nurses was very nasty. I guess she just misunderstood. She had a hard time in the hospital.
Yes.
Being a nurse is not always good.
Yeah.
Not always people thank you. Sometimes they yell at you. Very ungrateful. Because they're in pain.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
They don't know anything anymore. I apologized, but she did not accept. And later, when the doctor operated on me already, and I came back to the same hospital, she still didn't say anything. She knew that I was really in pain then, because I explained. Otherwise, whatever I told her, she did not understand. She thought I was just playing for attention or being stubborn.
Yes, Master.
Then sometime later on, the patient next to me was still not recovered. I had already been operated on and came back and had the chance to recover. So I gave her something. I said, this is a good blessing for you. You will be attended to and recover soon like me. Hold it. And then the nurses saw that. Because the other nurse gave me that gift. She said, this is very good for you. The good nurse, yeah?
Yes.
Yes.
And then the bad nurse saw that, and she came and kneeled next to my bed and said, sorry.
Wow.
She said, you are my teacher. You are in pain and you are suffering so much, and you still think of other people. Whereas I was treating you very badly. She said, sorry. I said, no, I think you just misunderstood. Because I could not explain. I was so much in pain. I felt so useless, so burdensome to all of you, and I didn't know how to explain this. It was just a terrible pain. And the doctor couldn't find out what it was all this time.
Yes.
Yes.
And some even thought I was faking it and treated me badly also, even doctors.
Wow.
Wow.
And later on, one of the initiates, a brother doctor came, and then he guessed he had some experience with this type of sickness. He talked to other doctors at home, and then he recommended, he said to those doctors, please send her to that kind of hospital to see if it's something else.
Yes, Master.
So they sent me to the next hospital, and the doctor immediately operated on me.
Wow.
I mean, immediately, the next morning. I was there, like evening, and they prepared the next morning for operation.
Wow.
They could not wait longer, otherwise I would be paralyzed, he told me.
Wow.
And it's true like that. They all knew that afterwards. Anyway, it's a long story. It's a long story. I suffer not only the pain, but all this mistreatment as well. It just works karma, yeah?
Oh.
Also, I didn't meditate well enough
Yes, Master.
because I took care of too many things. Too many disciples came, wanted my attention, especially at that time in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Master.
I just wanted to tell you all this, so you know, don't wait until that time.
Yes,
Master.
Master.
You are not like ordinary disciples. Just meditate the 2.5 hour requirement. No. You must do at least 4 hours.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
I mean, a solid 4 hours, or you'll be in trouble, or you will leave, or something will happen that you have to go, or you get sick.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
If you still have good meditation, then maybe you sick a little bit, or can be cured. But if it's too much, then you will probably go goodbye. And goodbye in the lower level, not in higher level and liberated.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
Don't think that you are initiated by Master and then you are covered. No. You got to eat your food as well.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
Like people outside, they're homeless, they're hungry. We give them food, we give them shelter, but they have to use it.
Right.
That's right, Master.
Right.
Yes.
The food is in plenty and is free of charge, but they must eat.
Yes.
Yes,
They
Master.
must eat nutritious food. They cannot go back to their old habits. Maybe drugging, smoking, drinking.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
Or go digging in the garbage and don't go in the house to sleep.
Yes.
This is just an example for you. I hope it's practical enough for you to understand.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master. I understand.
Long ago, I used to travel a lot to different countries. And sometimes in the aeroplane, there was so much thick, dark, heavy karma. And I felt so bad. I felt so restless.
Yes.
And I wanted to even go and punch the window to jump out of the airplane, that bad.
Wow.
Oh, but I had to swallow it on. I wish I could meditate on Kuan Yin, because if you do the sound in that situation, immediately you would feel peace and calm.
Yes.
Yes.
Master.
So sometimes I had to go and lock myself in the toilet,
Mm-hmm.
that
Right.
dirty public toilet in the airplane, to do some, to calm myself.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
And they banged at my door, of course. They would not leave me in peace, huh? Because you cannot be there too long, huh?
Right.
People will think you smoke or do drugs in there, yeah?
Yes,
Yes, Master.
They have the right to suspect you
Right.
Yes, Master.
because that's the place where you have privacy.
Right,
Yes.
So somehow I would find a corner in the back of the cabin and I cover myself from head to toe and did some quanning. But very short because the stewardess always came up and down, in and out, and they look at you and suspiciously they will touch you. They say, "Are you all right?"
Yes.
Nobody would cover from head to toe and sit in like that.
That's right.
So you always had to be vigilant, yeah?
Yes. Yes.
And always had to cut it off. But a few minutes, or maybe 1 or 2 minutes, better than nothing.
Right.
Yes.
Otherwise, I could go crazy on the airplane.
yes,
Yes,
Understand.
Master.
Sometimes I didn't even want to go on the airplane, like fear of flying.
Oh.
Oh,
I
yes.
never had the fear of flying. Just after I had so many disciples, it became different like that.
Oh.
Oh.
I flew when I was even a teenager already, or younger, because I studied far away.
Yes.
And I flew back home to see my parents or my sister and relatives. I flew all the time in Vietnam, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, especially during the war. It was safer.
yes,
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 Master.
Master.
My parents let me fly instead of going on the buses because maybe there were mines on the street, on the road. It happened all the time.
yes,
Right. Yes.
They just bury mines. The opposite force at that time from the north.
Yes.
They bury mines in the streets.
Oh.
Oh.
And if the bus drove over it, boom,
Oh.
everybody would die.
Oh.
Often.
yes,
Yes.
Master.
Maybe they didn't mean that for the civilians. Maybe just for the South Army. But how can you avoid that? It's the civilians who also use the roads.
Right.
True.
Yes, Master.
How can you avoid it?
Yes.
There's a lot of problems. War is bad, bad, bad. Terrible, terrible. My teacher was also shot, died.
Oh.
Because in any village or any province or city, they organize the civilian groups to guard the entrance of their village or their city.
Yes,
Yes.
Master.
And so the North Army just shot them at that time. Because they also counted as an enemy,
Yes,
Oh,
Master.
I see.
even though they were just civilians and they were forced to do that. If you didn't do that, you would be put in a hat on as the communist or communist sympathizer or spy, and then they would jail you anyway. They would beat you up, torture you, and ask you to confess. It happened to my father also.
Oh.
He was jailed for nothing. I know. In the war, nobody can be spared anything. You could always be wrongly accused, jailed, beat up, or tortured anytime by just a glimpse of suspicion or by some people who don't like you and who just accuse you.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
It's funny. During the war, the South government jailed my father for being a suspected communist.
Oh.
I told you the story already. Until my mother was so sick, I had to travel. I was only 7, 8 years old. I traveled alone to beg the prison to let my father go home for some hours to save my mother because we didn't have a good hospital in that area and she could not travel. She was so sick after giving birth to my sister.
Yeah.
I told you the story already, so I don't want to repeat it.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Yes, Master.
My father was jailed during the war because he was accused of being a communist sympathizer. At that time, it's like a traitor.
Yes,
Yes.
Master.
Traitor, or what else is the name for that? Anyway, betraying your country. Of course, it's two sides fighting, and if you are with the enemies, then you're a traitor.
Yes,
Yes.
Master.
Yeah.
Treason also. Treason is another name for it. You committed treason.
Yes, Master.
So my father was jailed for being a traitor, for being a communist supporter, or communist mole, or hidden spy. And after the communists took over the South, he was jailed again for not being a poor laborer.
Wow.
Oh.
They classify the rich, wealthy, and the landowners. My family own land also.
Yes,
Yes.
Master.
You have land like rice field, and you let the laborers come and work on it, and you share the harvest.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
Because of that, my parents also got jailed and sent to labor camps,
Oh.
education camps, they call it.
Oh.
Yes,
Yes.
Master.
Yes, Master.
So, if you are with the enemy or not, you also had trouble. And after the enemy already took over the country, the enemy also jail you.
Oh.
Oh man, what a word.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
My father was neither an enemy nor foe, nothing. He did nothing. He just took care of people who were sick.
Yes,
Yes, Master.
He's a medical person. And he took care also of sick animal people. That's all he did. Nothing else. And my mother was just selling stuff. She was just a merchant,
Yes.
selling cloth for making clothes.
Yes.
I said both of them just worked to keep their family fed and clothed. That's all. But anybody can say anything.
Yes.
And by the time they check you out or not check you out, you are already black and blue. Whether or not you can prove your innocence, that's another thing.
Yes.
Because sometimes maybe they got someone else who also knew my father. Everybody knew him. In a small area, everybody knows everybody.
Right.
Yes, Master.
So because they beat him up so badly and tortured him so much, he just said any name.
Oh.
So my father's name was on the list. So they just captured him and jailed him.
Wow.
And later, after the communists already took over the South and became one country, he also was jailed in the labor camp. So my father's name was on the list. So they just captured him and jailed him.
Wow.
And later, after the communists already took over the South and become one country, he also became jailed in the labor camp.
Yes, Master.
They call it a re-education camp, like meaning you have to change your style, your thinking. You were capitalist, now you have to change into communist.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
These labor camps still exist somewhere, maybe in China, I heard, or some maybe in Vietnam.
Yes.
And the communists, like Stalin, they were also like that. They exiled many hundreds of thousands of people, or millions even, to the faraway area to make them do the labor there.
Yes.
Like plowing the field, planting vegetable, and all that. And then they take all that to sell. Not the one who does the labor will earn the benefit. No, they will only do it. And they have some meager meals only,
Yes.
Yes.
if they even have that. And if they suspect you are counter-revolutionist, then they even jail you more or beat you up. That's all this story. I heard that in China they still have this kind of re-education camp, they call it.
Yes, Master.
And they call them labor camps. It means you go there and do labor. It is good that people can plant vegetables and do the farming, but not to be exploited that way.
Right.
Right.
Yes.
And besides, these people are supposed to be like those intellectual or rich people who don't know how to cultivate the farm.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
So I'm not sure if they're treated well if they don't know how to.
Right.
Yes,
Yes.
Master.
There will be more excuses to torture or to jail. My God, what a terrible world we are in.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes,
yes.
Master.
What a terrible world we are in. Terrible. You're lucky you don't know any of this.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
Me also counts me in. It's just that I know all that because people told me. Oh, I read the news and I read books and I saw films.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
Now, oh, where did we go too far? Where was I? Because we are happy to have peace and all that.
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
It's okay if you want to be a communist. It's all right. Why not? But it's just that you don't persecute other people who don't follow the same idea.
Yes.
Yes,
Master.
Master.
And the communism is supposed to take care of the poor people, make them happy, make them equal and rich. But you cannot take all the money and all the possessions from the rich people to give to the poor because that will never be enough.
Right.
Right.
It just makes the whole country poor.
That's right.
Instead of some rich, some poor, it's all poor.
Yes, Master.
And maybe it's a good idea to make everybody live in equality and all that nice talk. But the thing is, people are different. Some people are good at computers, some people are good at farming, some people love to farm, some people love to do business. We need all that in our society to survive.
True.
Yes.
Yes.
You cannot just make everybody become laborers.
Yes, that's true.
That's right.
Yes.
Yes,
Master.
Master.
Or you cannot make everybody become poor
Right.
just to revenge or to make society equal. No. The freedom for everyone to choose whatever they want to do, and have success or failure is their own making.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
You can't use force in the name of the government or whatever. You cannot use your power to force people into doing things that they're not capable of,
Yes, Master.
and then punish them more and make the country even depleted of talent.
That's true.
We need all kinds of people to make a society function in smoothness and development. You can't just have only labor.
Yes,
That's right.
Master.
Makes sense.
You can't just have all farmers. Maybe in the older times when we didn't eat, we didn't have any other things, we didn't have any other invention, society was different. Everyone could learn to cultivate something for themselves or to sell also. But even then, in the older time, a long, long time ago, we still had merchants.
Yes.
Yes.
We also had soldiers to protect the country who didn't have to do farming.
Yes.
Yes.
And the one who did business cannot do farming. He has to do his business.
Right.
Yes,
Yes.
Master.
Right.
Everybody has to buy because the society is like that. It would have been nice if we have a country or a world where we don't need to do any labor or don't need to use money. Oh, by the way, remind me to tell you of one planet like that.
Okay, Master.
Yes, Master.
Remind me before I forget. I wanted to tell you that, and I wanted to read you another story, and then now we are stuck in here. I told you we have only 24 hours, yeah?
Yes.
Yes.
I can't even read you stories all day, even if I wanted to. We have so much work to do. I have.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
You have maybe one field of work where I have all fields.
Yes.
And I cannot lie to you. Sometimes I'm exhausted. Luckily, somehow God, heaven, still protect me. So I'm still alive and okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Sometimes I need to rest, but I cannot even. Just work, calling. I can't even rest. Okay, now, so be happy that you're well.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Yes, Master.
And be grateful that you have medicine when you're sick.
Yes, Master.
Yes.
Many millions or maybe billions more people don't have this privilege. You know that.
Yes.
Yes,
Master.
Master.
Yes, Master.
They're hungry, they don't have food. They're sick, they don't have medicine. Do you know that or not?
Yes.
Yes,
Do,
Master.
Master.
Do you really understand that or not?
Yes,
Yes,
understand,
understand,
Master.
Master.
So do not take any of your luck, of your blessing for granted. Do you hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
Because whatever you don't appreciate, you will lose it, either in this life or the next life.
Yes, Master.
Yes.
If you can come back in the next life, or meaning if you have to come back because you don't practice well, because you don't eat the food that's given to you, meaning spiritual food. Capish?
Understand,
Yes,
Master.
Drop 1,000 work in the world to do group meditation because that is your spiritual health, medicine.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
And that includes physical health as well. And that's not just you, but including your loved ones.
Understand.
Yes.
And if you have more, then for the country. And even if you have a little bit more, then for the world.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Yes, Master.
It's your duty. And at the same time, it's your privilege, your fortune. Billions of people don't have that.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
Many people sometimes have to wait for a long time, months or years, in order to get initiation because of situation
Yes.
Right.
or pandemic or restricted country or whatever.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Yes, Master.
Treasure your luck.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Thank you, Master.
Any questions? No. Any good news?
We do have some news, Master.
Tell.
In an April 30 video message to Russian soldiers, His Excellency Vladimir Zelensky told them better to survive in Russia than die in Ukraine.
Yeah.
He said Russian forces are preparing for big losses as they prepare for new attacks in the eastern Donbass region. He stated Russia has already lost over 23,000 soldiers,
Yeah.
and that since from the beginning of the invasion, Russia has lost over 1,000 tanks, almost 200 planes, and 2,500 infantry fighting vehicles.
Yeah, it shows on TV an array of corpses of tanks laying on the field. Truly, not just one.
Yes, Master.
It's good we have some of these photos. I don't know how they get it, but it's good. I guess after the Russians left some of the cities and areas, they can't take all these burnt, kaput tanks or vehicles with them, so they can take a photograph.
Right.
Right.
some are still repairable, so they repair and use them.
Right.
Man, my God. What kind of world do we live in that many big countries just kind of compete with each other to make more and more deadly weapons and keep boasting about it on the internet?
Yes.
Like Russia has tested this new missile, America has some more deadly bomb.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
What kind of world is this? Instead of boasting about economic development, people's health, or higher moral standards, it's all about death, about killing, about murdering. And they thrive on it. What kind of world is that? Isn't that dangerous for us, huh?
It is.
Yes,
Master.
Master.
It's a terrible world to live in, not to talk about these invisible ghosts. The more they do that, the more ghosts they will have. People who die suddenly without any blessing, without knowing what it is, they become ghosts.
Yes, Master.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Maybe they don't go to hell because they died like that, so some of the karma is wiped off, some is wiped off, but then they became just wandering ghosts, and they will make more trouble for the world too, because of their hatred.
Oh.
And then we will continue this cycle forever.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
And then later they will become human again, and they go and find their enemies and bomb them. And again and again, the cycle goes on like that.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
Today you bomb me, tomorrow I bomb you. Blah, blah, blah. Next day, next year, next life. Anything else?
Yes, Master. The Ukrainian president has tweeted that the evacuation of civilians from Azovstal steelworks in the southern city of Mariupol has begun, with a group of 100 people the first to leave. He said they are expected to arrive in the town of Zaporizhia tomorrow.
Yeah, but there are still many in there.
Right, yes.
Yeah, because of bombing, it's difficult for them to continue.
Right.
That was probably, and all the news. Some new news is they had to stop the evacuation because Russia said, okay, let them go, but then they bomb them.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yes.
So nobody dare to go out.
Yes, Master.
They don't say we forbid you to go out, but they will bomb them.
Oh,
So people don't dare to go out. And if they stay in their bunker or wherever that was, they have no food, no water, and no milk for their babies as well.
yes,
Yes.
Master.
Yes, Master.
All this is a horrible crime against humanity. I don't know what else. If this is not a crime against humanity, what is then, huh?
Right, Master.
Yes.
But also some good news, because you can see that the war is helping Ukraine more now.
Right,
Yes,
that's
Master.
right.
Master.
Before, they just couldn't care less. They let Ukraine be like a buffer zone for them between Russia and the free world, as long as they can have their gas, their oil, and their whatever.
Yes, Master.
And now even Germany already agreed to make an embargo on oil and gas from Russia.
Yes.
Oh,
Before, they were the ones who bought the most.
right.
Yes.
After the war began, they bought more oil and gas than anybody else in the bloc.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
Germany.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now they agree not to.
Oh,
Oh.
They agreed to give an embargo already because the whole Europe pressure them.
oh, good.
Everybody wants to stock oil and gas, and they bought more than before. And from all the Russian exports, they earn about 60 plus billions since the war,
Oh, yes, Master.
their revenue. So if all this doesn't stop, then the war can be fed and go on forever.
Yes, Master.
Putin couldn't care less if his people die in the battle,
Yeah.
as long as he's safe. Well,
Yes.
he won't be safe that long if the war goes to Russia. Sooner or later, if continued.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
If Russia dares to use nuclear weapons, then that's it. I think Russia will be doomed. The whole country will be bombarded with nuclear weapons as well. Everybody has nuclear weapons, not just Russia. I don't know why they use it to threaten Europe and the West.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
It must be desperado, huh?
Yes.
Well, he knows everybody has nuclear weapons. If not more, then at least the same as Russia is.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Yes, Master.
Whatever weapons Russia has cannot be compared to NATO force altogether.
Yes.
Right.
They can destroy Russia, truly, completely. So they better think about it.
Yes.
But they also got a little scared lately. Lavrov, the foreign minister,
Yes.
Yes.
he also said, oh, it's just about Ukraine. We don't have anything against NATO. Yeah, I'm telling you. That's one good news also, huh?
Yes.
Yes.
I hope they meant that, or later they better not be too crazy to attack NATO because they will be doomed, the whole of Russia,
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Yes, Master.
at least Moscow.
Mm.
Now, all the leaders came to Kiev
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
Yes.
and then say, oh, we will secure the border, we will give Ukraine more, this and that and others.
Yes.
Now they give what they didn't want to before, even Germany.
Yes.
Germany didn't want to give anything. Now they give more, strongly.
Right.
Yes.
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 Everybody. And they all came to visit Kiev.
Yes.
Yeah, even the European chief, the lady, Ursula von der Leyen, yeah, she went all the way to Kiev by train. Yeah, well, that is something good of her, I have to say. Better than many others, okay?
Yes.
Yes, Master.
First, the 3 European members came,
Yes,
Yes.
Master.
big members came, and then later Boris Johnson came,
Yes,
Yes.
Master.
Right.
and then slowly everybody else came,
Yes.
Yes.
even Biden's top officials like Blinken
Yes.
Yes.
and other top ones also went, except Biden. Biden went to Poland only, nearby. Oh, what a shame.
The UN chief also, Master. Antonio.
Oh, yeah, that one also came.
Yes.
Yes.
And then Russia bombed them at that time, just to show off,
Yes.
Yes.
just to say it doesn't matter who comes. We bomb you when we want. We can bomb from afar.
Yes.
Oh, man, what arrogance. And now the UN chief at least knows some taste of it.
Yes.
So now he says it's evil. The war is evil. Oh, for the first time I heard a big word.
The war is an absurdity in the 21st century. The war is evil.
And even the Pentagon man, important guy, spokesperson or something, he was almost crying while he said, whatever is done by Putin in Ukraine is depraved. Never see such a depraved thing. No normal leader would have done that. Huh?
Right.
Yes,
Master.
Yes.
It's hard to look at what he's doing in Ukraine, what his forces are doing in Ukraine, and think that any ethical, moral individual could justify that. It's difficult to look at the It's difficult to look at some of the images and imagine that any well-thinking, serious, mature leader would do that. So I can't talk to his psychology, but I think we can all speak to his depravity.
No. What else? Tell me.
The head of the military administration in Kharkiv, Oleg Sinogobov, has confirmed to the BBC that 4 districts have been recaptured from the Russians.
Wow.
In Kutuzovka, about 100 people, most of them elderly and children, lived in cold basements for 2 months without light, gas and food supplies.
My God.
Sinogobov said, "Today our defenders were greeted with tears."
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. Thank God. Blessed be heaven. But the war is far from over, okay?
Yes, Master.
I hope it's soon. I have the feeling, but I don't dare to say anything. Okay. Anything else?
Yes, Master. Ukrainian women are training to clear landmines as demand for the specialist skill rises. The 20-year-old Miss Anastasia Minchukova and 5 other women traveled to Kosovo, where they are attending a hands-on course in clearing landmines and other dangers that may remain hidden across their country once combat ends.
Yeah.
Miss Minchukova said, "There is a huge demand for people who know how to do demining because the war will be over soon."
Ah, very good. Excellent.
Yes.
Yeah, very, very brave.
Yes.
Wonderful. Good news, good news. Nowadays, how come you scramble news so fast? I thought you just have time to prepare, but you were fast. You're getting better. I'm glad. Tell me.
Yes, Master. According to the Danish publication OLFI, Denmark will send Ukraine 25 Piranha 3 armor personnel carriers, 50 M113 armor personnel carriers, and M10 mortars with thousands of shells for them.
Okay. I'm not happy about that, but At least they are helping with whatever they can.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
They are just protecting themselves, because if Ukraine is gone, they will be gone soon. And even if just one part of Ukraine is lost, that is another stepping stone for Russia to continue their evil, empirist kind of scheme.
That's right, Master.
Or even if they cannot swallow any whole country, every piece of that country gives them like a connecting point, an excuse to go in to invade that country anytime or causing havoc, like in Ukraine. Ukraine is not even gone yet, and already Moldova is the next target.
Yes, Master.
And they even said Transnistria requested Russia to come in. Always they request.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
Putin always uses that. Like Crimea requested him to come in. Donbass, Luhansk, and what?
Donetsk and Luhansk.
Luhansk region requested them to come. Why don't they say just the whole Ukraine requested them to come? Yeah, because they're coming in for the whole Ukraine, no?
That's right.
They were, right?
Yes.
So somebody must have requested them, right? Or must be President Zelensky. He probably have written a letter to ask Putin to send troops to come in to rescue, liberate his country. Yeah? Probably Putin didn't say it, but Zelensky must have requested it, huh?
Yes.
Yeah. Come in to take my whole country. Welcome. And we are not these. We are fascists. We're waiting for you to liberate us. Yeah. They came in liberate people, true. They liberate them from their land, from their houses, from their hospital, from their kindergarten, from their charitable shop, or whatever. They liberate them from their money, from their life, from their peace, from their freedom, everything Putin wants to liberate them from. Now they have nothing.
Yes, Master.
They became refugees after liberation from Russia. Even partially, yet they already liberated.
Yes,
Master.
So they have no money, no house, no country, nothing. That's what liberation means for Putin.
Yes.
And he also liberated many tens of thousands of his troops.
Yes.
He set them free from their youthful, hopeful, and inspirational life. They just died in the freezing cold, in the battlefield like that. That's the liberation, Putin style, huh?
Yes.
People have no more life, have nothing, even their own life or their children's life or their families, nothing anymore. Tell me, anything else?
The U.S. diplomats have temporarily returned to Ukraine for the first time, Master, since the invasion. And the U.S. State Department said that there are multiple team members of the U.S. Embassy in Ukraine met in Lviv with the Ukraine officials. And they said that today's travel was the first step ahead of more regular travel in the immediate future.
Yeah, they're bringing embassies back into Ukraine.
Yes, Master.
Embassies and consulates back is good. And even, you know what, Pelosi also traveled to Kyiv
Oh, yes.
and met President Zelensky.
Yes, that's right.
What is she doing there? What can she do? Huh? Just to show that, we are here. Well, I guess better than nothing. I guess people like that.
Yes, Master.
And the Pope also changed his tone now. I think they all need some hiding.
Yes,
Master.
Some beating up from behind. That's what I call some hiding. I think they need it. Otherwise, they won't get up from their fat butts and do anything. At least say something good or supportive.
Yes, Master.
Pelosi say, what is a secret meeting? She worried Russia will bomb her or something. Funny, huh? Everybody changed their tone now so quickly in just some weeks.
That's right, Master.
Before, nobody even wanted to go there. Didn't give anything. Even stopped somebody from giving. Huh? What is that? What's the deal? Tell me. Suddenly everybody changed like 360 degrees. Oh, I'm surprised too. Are you?
Yes,
Master. It's good anyway. It's good. They behave themselves. It's good. Sometimes they need scolding. Waste my time. Anything else?
Yes, Master. German Vice Chancellor Robert Habeck, when he was visiting Warsaw, Poland, he said his country is very, very close to independence from Russian oil.
Yeah.
And Russian oil imports make about 35% of Germany's oil consumption in 2021. And he said that we must quickly free ourselves from the grip of Russian imports.
Yeah. They can put the coal back, coal industry, put it back until they find something better.
Yes,
Yes.
Because that is not the worst source of global warming. It's the methane, it's the animal people industry that gives out the most methane and hits the climate the most.
Yes, Master.
Right.
80-something% is from methane, from the animal people industry.
Yes.
Yes.
So coal mine or gas mine and oil and all that, they should continue.
Yes.
And then they will have enough fuel. They don't have to import from Russia.
Yes, Master.
For example, even in Libya, they have oil to export. But because of political idiots, they stopped it now.
Oh.
That's enough to supply for many countries. They compete with each other to snatch that oil field.
Yes.
Anytime some new big shot comes up, or small shot wants to be a big shot, or big shot wants to be a bigger shot, they make a new government, and then they make trouble for the oil export. And people in that region are also economically affected in a bad way.
Yes.
And also they cannot export to other countries.
The latest fight over the lifeblood exports is estimated to have cost the economy more than $1 billion. Previous battles since the death of Muammar al-Gaddafi 7 years ago caused production to fluctuate. Restoring full output is a top priority, both for foreign customers and Libya's National Oil Corporation.
Otherwise, Libya is also a big source of oil for the world to use. For example, like that.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
And before, like in the USA, President Trump continued to let people work in the oil and coal industry until something better.
Yes, Master.
And Biden came up immediately, he vetoed all that. Immediately. He did the opposite of everything that Trump has been building up for America. And now we are in a mess everywhere. Even the war also.
Yes, Master.
Yes.
If Trump was there, I tell you truly, honestly, 100%, that war would not have broken out like that in Ukraine.
No.
Yes. Yes, Master.
We started no wars. We didn't have Russia fighting in Ukraine. We didn't have China threatening every day Taiwan. They wouldn't have done it. And Russia would have never gone into Ukraine. The Afghanistan withdrawal was so incompetent.
Do you think that it fueled Vladimir Putin's ambitions with the Ukraine invasions?
Yeah, I think that was the reason. I think that's why he did it.
It doesn't matter. He doesn't have to do anything. It's just him in the chief position. It would make the world go in that kind of different direction, and America go into the different direction.
Yes.
It's just like, for example, I told you 10 people in a country, maybe some small country or some small province, who practice diligently, virtuously, spiritually, then that area will never know destruction. It's not that they do anything. It's just that their aura, their mission is like that.
Understand.
It will help without people even seeing anything. Just like somebody evil who looks like he doesn't do anything, but he influences the whole world into darkness.
Yes, Master.
People don't see much. Like Biden is spilling darkness into the world, but nobody sees it. Not many.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
Only some clairvoyant people can see it. Even physically speaking, Trump has made peace among many nations.
Right.
Yes,
Right.
Master.
Yes.
So that's good enough evidence already.
Yes.
That's right, Master.
But he can do more by just being there.
Yes. Right.
By just being in the position of controlling power, he would bring more peace to the world. Oh.
Recently, Trump received a media interview, and he mentioned that we should not be frightened by Putin threatening using nuclear. He said, U.S., we have much more. So actually, we should not be afraid of Putin.
Of course not.
Yes.
I said the same not long ago.
Yeah.
I think they're dealing with him incorrectly. I think what they're saying, it's almost like they're speaking with fear, and they don't understand. We have one weapon alone that would destroy everything.
And many other things he said, I forgot, but it's good. I told you already. But heaven is helping Ukraine.
Right.
Yes, Master.
Otherwise, what do you think? Even before the West was helping them, they already defeated Russia everywhere with their, homemade weapons. Even.
That's right, Master.
And they even sank the most important warship of Russia, the Moskva, sank it to the bottom of the sea.
Yes.
And that one is irreplaceable for Russia. That's what I said.
Yeah.
Oh, imagine that. And they sunk it with their homemade weapons. The Neptune made in Ukraine. Yeah, imagine that.
Wow.
And remember the lightning that destroyed many of the Russian tanks that were coming to kill them?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
In the dark night, they were holding their positions. A lot of Russian Federation tanks and machines coming at them. And he picks up his phone and he calls his father. He says, Dad, you have to pray right now. We're in a situation. So his father, he rings other members of the church. They start praying. And then later, son gives a phone call and he says, there's some miracle happen. It looked like some spaceship, like there was like an attack from the spaceship. There was some kind of a lightnings was starting shooting from the sky, and like sparks were like spreading everywhere. And then on the morning they've discovered that the whole machinery was destroyed. So they, like all of those soldiers, they thought maybe it was done by some kind of a weapon that we didn't know about, or it was just God's intervention.
And the weather seems to be to the advantage of Ukraine. The weather is like heavy rain, and just sort of deter the Russian armored vehicle to move.
Many things. Of course, it's not complete, but humans' karma also. Otherwise, heaven was really helping. You can see that.
Yes, Master.
Yeah.
How can Ukraine, such a small country compared to that giant Russia, how can they defeat them?
Right.
Yes, Master.
Long before the West even moved anything.
Yes.
Yes.
So now they wake up. They saw that Russia is at their door already. So they begin to scramble to help Ukraine. Because Ukraine is fighting also for them, like a front line.
Yes.
Yes, true.
And also they saw that Ukraine was so brave, so courageous, they felt ashamed.
Yes.
I would be ashamed if I were them. I told you already before, yeah?
Right.
Right, Master.
Otherwise, they should all go home and plant vegetables to eat by themselves. Just some of the big mouths would say, oh, blah, 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 this. Because if they're in the leader seat, they will never be short of anything.
Yes, Master.
Even if people in Ukraine are hungry, starving in the bunker, or people in Europe don't have enough food because the Ukraine war, stop exporting food to them or to Brazil or to China, whatever. Only ordinary people suffer.
Yes.
They don't suffer, so they can talk big mouth.
Yes.
Yes,
Master.
yes,
Master.
Like Merkel, for example, shameless and remorseless. There was the president of Germany who wanted to come to Kiev, and they refused him.
Yeah, that's right.
They accepted every other leader except Germany's president, because it's been long ago already that he's pro-Russia. But never mind, he was wrong. But now if he wants to come to you, that means he knew he's wrong already.
Yes.
So I think Kiev should have forgiven him and welcomed him. They rejected because many things that he wrote before harmed Ukraine and were pro-Russia. I cannot tell you details, but it was something like that he did.
Yes,
Yes.
But now if he has forgotten his mistake or he already knows he was wrong and he wanted to go to Kiev, that means he awakened already.
Yes, Master.
And maybe he's sorry, and his trip to Kiev should be like an apology.
Yes. Yes.
The Ukrainian people should be more gracious and accepted him. You need more friends now than enemies. He's even better than Merkel, no?
Yes, Master.
People can make mistakes in different circumstances, but later circumstances change and they know their mistakes and they apologize in different ways, then we should be able to forgive them.
Right. Yes, Master.
If I were Kiev, I would have forgiven him and pointed to his wrongs, but accepted him. Then he changed.
Yes.
Because he already changed. But that is a big humiliation.
Yes.
Germany is big in Europe.
Yes, Master.
Yes.
Almost like leading European countries, European Union. And they got refused. Even Pelosi got to see Zelensky. But the president of Germany was outside of the door. Outside of the closed door. That's quite a humiliation. But they have the right to refuse him.
Yes, Master.
It's just what I'm saying is in our spiritual way of life, if people repent, we forgive.
Yes.
That's what it is. It's difficult for men to say, I'm sorry, no? But if he wanted to come to your country and visit together with others who support you, that means he's also supporting you.
Yes.
Sure.
And he's sorry.
Yes, Master.
Yes.
So Kiev should have received him. It's still not too late. Can still do it. All right. Anything else?
That's all the news, Master, we have.
It's good. That's all the news also that I have. Okay. Then we call it a day, no?
Oh, Master, please tell us about one planet.
One planet?
Yes.
What planet?
You said you were going to tell us about one planet.
Oh, God. Let me think if I still can. How long have we talked already?
1 hour and 27 minutes.
That's not too long. It's just I'm not always well.
Oh.
Let me see how much more energy I have. One moment. But I feel a little better than in the beginning. In the beginning of our talk, it was a little difficult for me. I feel a little bit better now.
It's good to hear, Master.
Yeah, one moment. I don't know if I should push it.
Yes, Master.
I think next time.
Yes,
Master.
I promise I will. Just remind me next time the first thing.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
Don't give me all the good news, bad news, and complain, and then I forget. Or maybe the time is up, and then I'm too tired. Next time.
Yes, Master.
In a few days. This conference, there's nothing very much urgent, no? So maybe you do what you can for the line news. No need so much pressure. That's why I said.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
I still don't have a lot of energy. Because you tell a story, you must have some energy to imbibe in it in order to make it lively and have some benefit.
Yes, Master.
Understand.
I'm depleted right now. Not just now, but before already. It's just that I felt like I needed to talk to you. So I had to. I forced myself. But I think I should not push my luck.
Thank you, Master.
Thank you.
I need some more energy to continue to work with the documents.
Yes, Master.
Yes.
Next time I will. I promise.
Yes,
Okay, Master.
Thank you.
I even wanted to read you a story. You know that, right?
Yes.
Yes.
It's already on my table. I don't think I have enough energy right now.
That's okay,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
We hope you feel better soon, Master.
Sure. Will do. Will be. It just happens always. Sometimes it's up, sometimes it's down, depends on the works. Karma. Also disciples, karma, yeah?
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
Thank you then. God bless, God love, and I love you guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Master.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for hanging tough in there. I'm proud of you. Really. Ciao.
Thank you, Master.
Thank you, Master.
Thank you, Master.
When I see you, my only one, won't someone tell me